Hypergamy itself does not exist. It doesn't. Stop elevating other people over yourself because of what you imagine makes them better than you. Welcome to the Relationship Theory, everyone. Good morning. I just came from my session at the gym, and I wanted to come on today to, well, the title is going to ask a question, but I want you to answer it, and I want to provide my thoughts on why I do not think hypergamy does not exist.
Nani?
Nani?
Wait a minute.
So, everyone, let's get started, shall we? So, hypergamy does not exist. The reason why I say hypergamy does not exist, well, what is hypergamy in the first place? It is the ability, and it's usually directed at women. The reason why hypergamy exists, they typically have options. They have options out the wazoo. There's always men after them. There's always some other bus as far as a man is concerned. There's always a man looking for a woman in some sort of capacity. So hypergamy is a woman's ability to choose a mate. So, okay, great. So women are hypergamous by nature. The thing about hypergamy that we address as far as women is that not only does she have options, but she also carries herself in a way where she's always leaving herself available for the next best option. So that's really what hypergamy encapsulates. It's the ability to choose and also to upgrade at the same time. So with that said, I still say hypergamy does not exist. It's not real. It's not real in the way that we think. And I don't mean that to say, oh, if you just look at it another way, then hypergamy will still exist. I don't even want to take that route, and the reason is because of this. There are not that many high quality options out there in the world that women select. Look at the evidence, everyone. Just look at the men that women are choosing. Look at it. Don't just look at a woman and grade her hypergamy off of this simple ability to engage in intercourse. Do not look at a woman based off of the way that you see yourself as a man. Most men are looking at themselves like a utility and a resource that is only able to be taken away from and extracted. So most men are looking at themselves as if intercourse is something scarce for them. It's not something that they can obtain. It's not something that belongs to them. It belongs to the woman, they think. Meanwhile, they literally have the only tool that can make intercourse what it is. If every single man chose not to do something today, there would be no intercourse, because you are a very necessary tool of what it means for the concept of intercourse to exist. So most men are looking at women the way that they think men lack or don't have the ability to do. They think because they cannot do what a woman can, oh, then that means she must be this thing, she must have this, and this means that that's her nature. But this is not the case. The only thing that would make sense is that she's looking for an upgrade, an option that succeeds the one that she's currently comparing you to. She's not addressing herself when she's trying to find an upgrade. If she was trying to find an upgrade, any person, very many men would actually do. But what most men don't understand is that a woman is not comparing herself and contrasting herself and measuring herself against the man that she's choosing. She's choosing men against each other. So she's selecting men as if they were in coliseums and one of them are gonna die, so let me just pick the one that isn't going to die. That's not an upgrade though. That's not a selection based off of an upgrade. That's the only thing that that option is made off of, which is practically every woman on the planet is. They're choosing it based off of survival. Men are concerned with quality. Men are concerned with quality because we can imagine that longevity is in our system. If hypergamy for women, the way that they look at it, if hypergamy for women is decided by short-term survival, but hypergamy for men is decided by long-term endurance, you immediately disqualify the existence of the word based off of the scale that you're using. Hypergamy itself does not exist. It doesn't. Stop elevating other people over yourself because of what you imagine makes them better than you. That's really what I want to target here. The idea of hypergamy is in itself lowering the quality of men and how they view themselves and their self-esteem, which is such a pointless task. Why are you wasting your time looking at yourself as if in the way that disqualifies you? Look at yourself in the way that qualifies who you are and what you know about yourself and what makes you a catch and what makes you a wonderful opportunity. Oh man. And it's still not interesting enough to look at yourself and qualify yourself so that you are able to have a mate. Don't waste your time trying to find ways to qualify yourself for someone else. Earlier I said that women compare and contrast their options based off of the one who's going to live longer. They imagine that someone's going to die, and so they pick the one who isn't going to die. That has nothing to do with quality, right? So the last thing you want to do is to take on that perspective and look at yourself like, oh, you know, as long as I'm not going to die, that makes me better than the next man, right? There's so many different scales being used to identify quality and hypergamy and options and accessibility and opportunity that most people really are just defaulting to the stance of survival. That's not helping anyone decide on the type of quality or the quality of life that they're looking to live. No one's looking to live anymore because of the way that they're viewing other people and what they have. You know, when I think about the word hypergamy, what I'm really thinking about are how men are jealous of women to be able to have intercourse with anybody at will. But women don't have that ability to just have intercourse with anyone at will. They don't. They do not. They do not. They do not. You making the point that they can probably means that you're the one who would say yes if she just said, hey, you know, you can take me. You might be the one. Most of the time, people are making cases against themselves, trying to prove the point of the other person in their head. Most people are making points and they're actually proving their own point about what they think about someone else. Hypergamy doesn't exist. You're making up it in your head because you actually believe that someone is better than you. That's going to be this episode of The Relationship Theory, everyone. Get a grip. Just get a grip, please.